What's up, guys? Antoine Webb here, Culture Matters. Standing with us today is Matt, your mortgage guy, Matthew Victoria, MLB, residential lending, and we're here to talk about pre-approval and what do we look at.
Yes. So when you guys are going to go out and actually buy a house, you need to get pre-approved. Or, as some people say, pre-qualified.
Okay.
Pre-qualified.
Okay.
So the actual difference, a lot of people don't actually know the difference between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval.
Okay.
I'm going to break it down for you guys real quick.
Awesome.
Pre-approval is actually where we look at everything that we need.
Okay.
Pre-qualification is merely an opinion of what we think you could spend. Now, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to go out and put an offer on the biggest purchase of my life with an opinion of what it is that I can buy or spend.
Absolutely not.
And I'll tell you why that's so important. When you actually go under contract to buy a house, there's two things that are going to get done that you actually have to pay for, that you get no reimbursement for whatsoever.
What's that?
One is a home inspection,
Okay.
because you got to know what the house is like.
Yeah.
And you have to get them done, I believe, within 10 days of your contract acceptance.
Sure. Makes sense.
And then you're going to need an appraisal.
Okay.
That's almost $1,000.
Right there, off the bat.
So is that worth $1,000 gamble rather than just getting pre-approved and giving people the documents that they need and going through the process?
Now I get pre-approved.
See, I would too. Last thing I would want is for a week, the week before closing, oh, by the way, we can't do your loan, which happens.
I'm sure it does.
Quite a bit. So what do we look at when we do a pre-approval? Pre-approval means that we've actually looked at all of your file. We've actually run it through a preliminary underwriting system as well.
Okay.
So this way we already know what our red flags are going to be and we can solve them quickly and early on.
Awesome.
So the first thing that we look at is we look at income. Income is probably one of the most important things because we can't fix it. So when I say we look at income, we look at your years on the job. You need 2 years of employment history. You do not need 2 years at the same job. You need 2 years of employment history. So we have to go back. We can piece it back together
Sure.
with enough jobs. And if there's a gap of employment,
Right.
then we go back even further, so then we still need 2 years of actual history.
Okay.
So we can use gaps, that's okay, but we just go back beforehand.
All right, that makes sense.
So if you had a 6-month gap, then we need 2 years of history from start to finish.
Okay.
What about part-time income? Part-time income, we actually need 2 years on as well. They average that out. So they don't just take like your best year and say, oh, okay, I'm just gonna use this. It's actually an average. So this is the reason why we wanna do this, because we're actually gonna get it verified by your employer,
Okay.
and then we can actually properly calculate the income. Because if you're really, really tight on what it is, which by the way, we can't use 100% of your income.
Okay. Wow.
Most people don't know that.
No.
So if you make $100,000, we can use anywhere between 45 to 55% of that income for housing and debt. That's why we need to check the income. We can't fix the income. If the income doesn't work, the rest of it doesn't. Because the other two things that we're gonna need can actually be fixed.
Okay.
So the second thing we look at, credit.
Great.
Now, we did another part in our credit series, letting everyone know exactly what it was, but these are the things that we're looking at because we're looking at credit scores, we're looking at trade lines, because there are certain minimums. Just because you make a lot of money and you have a lot of money to put down, does not necessarily mean you're gonna be able to go conventional.
Sure.
So that's the reason why we look at this, because FHA has its own criteria,
Okay.
conventional has another one.
All right.
So they actually want 2 to 3 trade lines that are 24 months old, roughly, for conventional.
Okay.
That's why we're looking at trade lines. This will help us get you ready too. If there's something that we need to fix, we need to do a rapid rescore, get a couple of points to get you to where you need to be. This is the reason why we need to look at this. This is very important.
If you're wondering about what rapid rescore is, check out our other videos. Scroll around. And what's the third thing that we're gonna be looking for?
Assets.
Assets.
That's your money. What are you bringing to the table? Which, by the way, it's a common misconception that they need 20% to put down on a house. You do not.
Okay.
That'll be another one. of
Another
our
video.
episodes, yes.
Right there. We'll talk about that.
But we are looking, and I think I talked about this before, we are looking for the seasoning and the sourcing of your money. They
Okay.
need to know where it comes from. It's all about the paper trail. Is it coming out of a 401k? Is it gonna be a gift? These are the things. Now, we don't need all of the documentation for the gift,
Right.
but we need to know, like, where is it coming from?
Okay.
Because the last thing we want is for it to be short.
Sure.
Yeah. We want you to be able to get closed with the amount of money that you're gonna need. So a lot of times we overestimate what you're actually gonna need, but we wanna make sure that the assets are right.
Awesome.
So if your income's right, your credit's decent and good, and your assets are right, you can now go and get a pre-approval and go buy a house.
And now you'll find a well-reputable realtor to help you out with the rest of the process. And they'll be more than happy because guess what? They know that they're not wasting their time with a buyer who's not pre-approved. So guys, I hope you got some great value from this video. Matt, thank you once again. Matt's your mortgage guy. Where can we find you, Matt?
You can find me at mvictoria.mlbmortgage.com, or you can find me on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. Matt's your mortgage guy. That's me.
Guys, culture matters. Matt's culture matters.
Money matters.
Money matters, money culture matters, and getting you pre-approved matters. So check us out on the next one. Check out my man Matt. Catch you on.